All right, y'all. Now that I'm done with my activism and all that good stuff. Oh, you know what? Hold on a minute. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I almost forgot to turn off my Bluetooth. I was about to mess it all up. Y'all wasn't gonna be able to hear me. So I wanted to come and hey sis. I just wanted to come and talk and have a chit chat about my plans to move back home. It helps to talk about it. It really does. And I got to get this stuff organized because I have herbs and oils everywhere. And I'm about to get this stuff moved out the way while I talk about moving out of Georgia, the Bible Belt. Okay. Um, I'm so excited about moving. And I would not move if it were not for the vibe. You know, it's I'm not really feeling the vibe here. I'm not. I think that for me, and I want to continue to talk about the culture shock. And I wish to God that there were certain people that I didn't connect myself with. It's not even about um how they truly feel, right? It's all about being an opportunist and being desperate and not having enough ethical strength or presence for these people to, get along in life without codependently, trying to latch on like opportunists, and what do I mean by saying that? So y'all know, right? I have these fit females that for some reason they want to tell me, and all of them live in the South. They want to tell me that I can't be validated without the approval of a man, but they can. They're strong and independent women that can stand on their own. But when the opportunity comes up for them to backbite or try to degrade somebody, or to try to defend themselves in the weakest way possible when they're being challenged with diversity, um, I would say that if you were called out for being disgusting enough to, well, first of all, you're not a real witch anyway. Okay, you're not. But for you to even make a terroristic threat and pretend to be a witch, threatening to murder somebody's unborn baby, wouldn't a normal person just come online and say, yeah, I said those things? And, I apologize for that. I was in a bad place at the time, something. No, this person immediately starts it's like it's I just don't know. So I've ran into too many females that number one are not in the sisterhood at all. They're not, in my opinion, because they're constantly trying to be opportunists when it comes to a man. And then also I think that there's this underlying codependency and weakness that causes these females, and they're all in the South, to be stuck on this thing to where they want to try to make it seem like women cannot make it without a man. Now, it's obvious there are some men that we just do better without. It is. If a man is harassing you on your job, or a man is trying to, stop you or block you, more than likely that's not the man for you. I mean, that's just what it is. And these women know that, but they're so weak and hateful, right? That they can't get over it. So for me, I've been wanting to get the hell away from that, because I think that there are some men down here in Atlanta that are actually delusional enough to believe that they have to validate a woman, no matter how disgusting they act, and they try to make it a real thing. And then it becomes like some kind of poltergeist or phantasm in your life. And then at the same time, they're thumping the Bible at people, and while completely and totally dropping the ball. So, this is what made me make the decision to go ahead and move back home. I don't come from those kind of roots. I don't. We don't have to be desperate enough to lose ourselves to have a man. Like, that's just not real. That's not real at all, is it? It's not. It's not real. It's something that's totally fake. It's a fraud. And, so it is extremely, like, it's not that it's anything wrong with the state of Georgia. It's not that it's anything wrong with that. It's some of the people here, or just in the South, period. And that kind of energy does nobody any good. It just doesn't. And, I can't stand to see men who feel validated by that. Why would you feel validated by that? Why wouldn't you, as a man, stand up and say, hey, you know, and I don't know. I feel like relationships and sex is funner if it's not based upon codependency. That's like a sick love. That's like a person that can't get out of bed, and, oh, I got to have a relationship because I'm too sick to get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there are sick people out there, but it's like I'm perfectly healthy. I can get out of bed. I can get out of bed and go walk down the street. I don't need nobody holding my hand. I can pay all my bills without a man, right? I can mentally process and emotionally process things without a man. And it's not a healthy place to be in, even when you're open to a relationship, because then and I hate that whole attraction thing, because I don't think any woman in her right mind would want to attract somebody like that. I don't want a man to feel like he can't make it without me financially. That's the one area, or emotionally. I want him to be with me because he wants to be with me. I don't want to, make somebody feel like, now, if a man is a butthole, hey, Ashley, now, if a man is a butthole, he's just a butthole. He is. But at the end of the day, I don't want that. And it seems like the mentality is so widespread, and it's kind of like, what is it based upon your fears? What am I supposed to be scared all the time? And it just doesn't make any sense. And the energy is definitely different here in, in the South, especially when you are dealing with, I don't know, just like spirit or whatever, it just, it's kind of like, you know, I can't deal with it. So I'm looking forward to getting back to my roots. I'm looking forward to that. And I can't wait. I can't wait till I'm back in KC mode because it's a little slow down here in Georgia. People are a little slow down here to me, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it comes to the Black community. I'm not for the streets. I've never been for the streets. I've always been very sheltered my entire life. Um, my grandmother was the first Black supervisor to work for the United States Postal Service. Um, the men that I'm used to being around, well, most of them, I've got some buttholes and oppressive men. I don't like the oppressive men down here. And so they'll say that I'm slow because I don't have street knowledge. And, I'm not trying to run game on somebody. And I've always hated that because I feel like game is fake. I wouldn't want like you do y'all actually think, like, if I was talking to y'all about a man that I met and I was like, oh, I don't like him, he ain't got no game. Game. Like, it's my mentality is different from a lot of people here. I don't want to be around or be with somebody that talks a good game. I'm from the show me state. You need to be able to walk what you talk. And it's a totally different mentality. And I actually coming down here, and like I said, all of the people here are not like that. But I think that the grip of religion somehow, I don't know how, has tightened around a lot of people's throats around here. Not mine, but a lot of people. And so for me, the Bible Belt is just not mixing. The mix is not mixing. It does not agree with me at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, I'd rather be celibate for 5 or 10 years. The legs will never open up. I am not like that. I'm not the type of person that's driven. I don't let my ass rule my head. Like I grew up like that. Like I didn't grow up being encouraged to have multiple sex partners and to even be too open sexually with people that I don't know. I wasn't raised that way. The one thing that I remember being told by my grandma and my aunts was, don't ever let your ass rule your head. So, having good sex or whatever, or having a need for a man, like, I'm sorry, I need to be fulfilled in every single way. And I don't feel that I should have to settle. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot, I feel like the mentality, it's like a settling type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is so bizarre that, I wouldn't allow no man to be dragging me around everywhere. I'm just not going to do it. You either be respectful, You're equal as a man. You don't need me for validation. You need me for love. You may even need me for some sex. You need me for, for food to feed you, that energy, that soul food. But you don't need me for validation. It's like some kind of weirdness for validation. And it's so fake and false to where people be making up relationships that they not even in. I'm not going to be the type of person to be in a relationship just for front, just for show. I can't do that. It's got to really be some real love and happiness happening. The happiness has to be happening. You know what I mean? Well, I don't really, I'll have to. I was an only child, sis. So I am truly a product of my environment. I was not only just raised by my mother, but also my father. My father would sit down and talk to me for hours about why and why I shouldn't let nobody talk me into sticking nothing up my nose, and why I shouldn't open my legs to a bunch of men, or why like my father did that, even though later on in life he kind of, like, I just be like, Dad, what's wrong with you? But he used to sit down and talk to me for hours about stuff like that. And those things stuck to me. Okay. It did. Even if my father changed, even if my father decided to, catch Alzheimer's and kind of talk crazy, that initial rearing and upbringing can be changed. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know and I was heavily taught that. And for me, I could have been different. I could have went against the grain. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it was already in me to be the way that I am. And then also I got a Virgo moon. And so when both of my parents were Virgos, or are Virgos. Well, my mother was a Virgo when she was alive, and my father's a Virgo. I have a Virgo moon. Virgos are very independent people, very goal oriented. Okay. So, for example, you know what I'm saying? I will dump a man. Like, you got to go, hun. If you are interfering in my creativity, in my financial situation in any way, I will let a man go. Having a man is not that important to me, especially if it's a man that's not on the same page as me. So I don't understand why these females down here, knowing that they know that that's exactly how I am, why do you keep, what are you trying to make me you? You trying to make me feel like I got to be validated by a man like you do? Because that ain't happening over here. And it's too close for comfort. It is. It's too close for comfort. You know, I understand the whole romanticism and everything, but when it comes down to survival, your relationship is not supposed to hinder you in your survival. You know what I'm saying? So if a man is not assisting me in my survival and what's best for me, what difference does it make? Yeah, it's exactly, that's the word I was looking for. It's like people have no standards. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely not the type of woman to take care of a man either. I am absolutely not like that. I feel like, listen, you need to contribute something. I shouldn't even be having to have this conversation with you if we're together. So this is the reason why I choose to live alone. I don't need to be living with no man. In fact, I don't even want to be bothered to that capacity because it just, especially if it just ain't right. So a lot of people, it just seemed like They just put so much stock in a man, and where does it give you? If that man is not on the same page as you know what I'm saying? And then especially if a man is a booty call, you can't make this man like first of all, I do believe in sexual freedom. If a woman has sex with a man and he shows that he is a complete butthole, that he has no respect for women, that he's a misogynist, that woman is perfectly able to go ahead and move along, and he does not define her. He doesn't. So, and I think that that mentality is thick here, and it's literally pushing me away. The one thing that I was thinking about is that I don't want to let another year go by and I just get older and older. Right. So that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want to be around certain people who feel validated by that. Like, I personally feel that men that feel that way about women, I feel that men who think that a woman needs him for validation and survival is a loser. I feel like those are losers. I don't feel that men that are like that are right, because a woman can survive on her own. I mean, go look on YouTube. There's women that literally survive in y'all know those videos that I be sharing to my community wall. Um the ones with them camping out in 30 below zero weather in the snow. And there's a couple on here that I like called Atik Alessi. They are so cool. I'm subscribed to them. I love their videos. But then again, there's like several women who do the same thing by themselves, and then there's several men that do the same thing by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, I just and then, I feel like this. I feel like toxic, if you get in a situation like, I feel like literally the spiritual work that I've been doing is literally removing me from a toxic situation, because that's toxic. That's like that burning bed type of stuff. If you look at that movie, The Burning Bed, uh, when Farrah Fawcett, she was literally just trying to go to college, and this dude, her husband, who she had these children by, he's just, I mean, if y'all like, that doesn't turn me on. And I think that for some women, it turns them on to feel oppressed by a man. And it doesn't for me. It doesn't do it for me at all. At all. It just doesn't. And I don't care how I was raised. That's just how I am. Okay. That's just me. That's how I am. So for me, my mentality is like this, but other people's mentality is a different way. But like I was saying in that earlier vlog that I did, but you haven't convinced me. When somebody is trying to program you in that way, or when somebody is trying to groom you to be a weak woman like that, they have to convince you, not everybody else. And I'm sorry, you ain't convinced me or nothing, and you ain't doing nothing. I don't put and hold my stock in a man and his promises, and especially when he's obviously, any man that is on the agenda to try to tear a woman down financially, he need to go to jail. That's how I feel about that. I ain't gonna have no man have me at no welfare office. No, no, and more no. That's narcissistic. And what you getting together with these stupid females for? They tried to go on the starvation campaign. I'm sitting up here ordering pizzas last night. I am going to survive regardless to what a man does, says. I don't care if he's sneaky and he's conniving. If he tries to take a drop of my power, I'm taking it back. And that's just all it is to it. So why even try to run that game on me over and over again, over 600 goddamn times? Hun, it ain't never worked before and it ain't gonna never work again. And it's gonna end up backfiring on you horribly. Right. And you know what, Ashley? If it's a man that's for you, should you really have that difficulty? Like, it shouldn't even be no difficulty. Like, this whole game of back and forth between men and women, that's not the game of love. That's called a broken society. That's called an aspect of society that is broken, that has been long. And so it's been played out. So I feel like, especially these people try to have an influence over how people see me in social media. And so there was a female yesterday that was putting up a video by somebody, and she was gonna do what to me? What was she, blocking me or whatever? Like, do you realize that, like, even if you were able to block me, I could unblock that situation within 60 minutes and have you hemmed up for even trying something like that? But I feel like it's so deeply ingrained in some people in the South. All these people on this campaign in the South. And I think that they try to glamour, even though it's like, hun, you can't take nothing away from me. You can't take away from me. He can't take away from me. She can't take away from me. Why am I even talking to people that are even making these kinds of weak, powerless, played out moves of desperation and jealousy and stupidity? It's so stupid. It is. It's so stupid, especially when you see older women doing it. Like, I wasn't raised around older women like that. It's kind of like, really? And then these same people were trying to psychic attack me yesterday. That was real funny. And they bought out Lamia. So I can imagine that things getting worse. I can't get out of bed. I don't feel good today, is basically what they saying. Because Lamia is gonna drag their asses to hell. That's the dumbest thing ever. Marriage and love is wonderful. People like that screw it up. They don't know nothing about love. That is toxic. That is toxic love. That is stupid love. That makes no sense. And there's no man that has power over me. Why don't these women understand that he don't even have that kind of power over me? Why can't you understand that? So I don't know. I'm doing the Witches Black Lent with Jasmine, and I'm excited about that because my, as a woman of my status, for me, independence and respect and honor and decency is everything. I'm not even going to say integrity. Ever since I said the word integrity 10 years ago, somebody's been using that word. They don't even really know what it means, because if you had, it's the same woman and this crazy person over in Florida trying to use the, and like really? And did you gain anything? Nope, you didn't. You didn't gain anything. It's so stupid. So, I can't wait to get as far away from that as possible. I don't like oppression at all of nobody. Leave people the hell alone. First of all, what's wrong with you? Are you mentally ill? You can't go one day without some stupid scheme or scam because you don't have what do you not have anything else better to do with your time? You know what I'm saying? You don't have nothing else better to do with your time. Cuz I don't need a man's permission to do nothing. And I don't need his approval either. You can think however you want to think. That's another thing. Individualism seems to not be supported on some level. I don't know. Like, I haven't met enough people in Georgia to determine that. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of very strong and powerful and independent women here in Georgia. I'm not doubting that. But I just think that the ones that I ran into who constantly try to keep some kind of social connection with me, I don't I don't have a social connection with you, hun. I don't think the same way that you do. I don't care about the same things that you care about. Me and you are two different people. And I ain't never had no problem with getting a man in my life. And I don't have to be desperate and dumb and attacking somebody. Like I said, this same chick literally tried to have me and my children killed years ago. I won't be that dramatic, but she swatted me over a man. So, I do think that down here the culture is a lot different because I had never ran into somebody like that. I was like, my God. And he was obviously not really that into her. So I was like, why are you attacking me for this man that don't even want you, don't want me, obviously don't want me, don't want you. So it's bizarre and weird. And I've just been trying to hang out with people that are as healthy, that are socially healthy, because that's not good social health. That's social awkwardness. That's cringy. Is very cringy. Like, oh God, what is that? Wow. And then I really don't understand why she gets so upset when I say anything. Do you not realize that the proper thing for you to do is to say, hey, maybe I was wrong for wishing death on somebody's child, for wishing death on a baby? No, instead, you come back with something. And I really wasn't even talking about her. So, and I just don't get it. If y'all noticed that when me and him fell out last week, you can see every single video is up. I ain't asked him once to take none of those videos down. And it ain't stopped my money flow. It ain't stopped me from getting the things that I want and need. It ain't stopped me from paying my bills. He got a video up that it's very demeaning and violates my privacy completely and totally. I ain't asked him once to take the video down. Ain't sweating him. Cause for what? Who cares about what he's talking about? He should care. He should care about the way it makes him look. It don't make me look no type of way. And it's been up for over a week and nobody cares. And then, the whole delusion of this older lady in Lithonia, because I don't call out her name anymore, but this older lady in Lithonia and this chick over in Florida actually having any kind of power or pull in the spiritual community, that's fake. That's fake. Okay. So, and at the end of the day, I got to tell you, ladies, that, the reason why we are given extra power as women is because of the fact that too many men abuse their power over women. Too many men do that. Okay. And I'll never have, I just couldn't imagine it. Like, that's not a healthy place to be in mentally as a woman. See, some women just will do anything to have a man and accept any man. Yep. But that type always hates the other women. Yep. Successful women. I think it's obsession. And then I also think that it's mental illness. And I also think that he puts them up to a lot of that stuff too. For real. Okay. I really do. I'm starting to believe that because it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Or either he gives them the okay. And it's like, well, so what? Don't nobody like, no, nobody cares about that. Like, what do you think that you're doing? Embarrassing me? So stupid. You know what I'm saying? And the joke is always on them. And I remember a few years ago when he like it totally turned against me. I mean, it was just literally he was a demon. I was like, oh, I cast you out, demon. Uh, you know, I mean, it literally I have had to go because of these weak women. We've had to literally witness 600 to 700 breakups. Honey, social media is not for you, boo boo. You clearly got some self-esteem issues to the point where you got to constantly and consistently try to make it seem like you done broke me up with this person that I already broke up with naturally in 2019. Really? So they keep replaying this scenario over and over again. And I don't even think that I think that it literally comes from their subconscious. I don't think that they are consciously aware that it's like, honey, you done did that about 600 times and you still have gotten nowhere. You just have gotten nowhere. And then I thought that it was really funny the way he tried to make it seem like, and I can't stand it when people try to make it seem like something like he's running and managing witches. And it's like, well, no, those are sex workers. I'm not a sex worker. And I've asked him to come on here and speak about it. I don't need him to. I don't need for him to marry me. I don't need to him for him to make an honest woman out of me. I don't need for him to do nothing. But they need him to come on here and talk crazy to me so that they'll have a drop of self-esteem. And I just think that that's sick. And that's why I don't get down with women like that. I don't want to hang with you. Why you so angry and mad all the time? No, I don't want to be cool with you. No, I don't care that you don't like me. No, I just I don't care. It's totally ridiculous. So, and whatever spirit is behind that is destroyed and dead. And I ain't got to go all through my house and sage and do all that stuff. It was dead before it even started. It was dead on arrival. Some DOA, dead on arrival. You know what I'm saying? Like the situation, why they keep beating a dead horse? It's dead. It ain't waking up. It ain't gonna never wake up because it never existed in the first place. Y'all ain't gonna never hear me saying, this man did this to me. I ain't that type of woman. I'm the type of woman to make it happen. Even before I started practicing my craft, I was the type of woman to make it happen. If somebody makes moves to do harm to me and I let them do that harm to me, guess what? I'm looking at self. That's why I told him. I said, I ain't about to be sitting up here trying to file no lawsuits or nothing against none of y'all. I think that a few of them in that terrorist hate group, I think that a few of them do deserve some jail time for the internet terrorism. But otherwise, I'm not missing a beat with that. I don't even care. I never actually cared. And if that's a part of a man's masculinity, which we all know that it is not, that's not a part of a real man's masculinity. That's called a narcissist, and narcissistic men are very weak. So, that's just what that is. And I think that if a man doesn't have better standards for himself, for his behavior, for the way he looks, you got a bunch of females running around chasing my vajayjay, like that make it, what is that? And so it's like I said, I'm it's already happened. I told that person. I'm gonna fill her in on some news because I don't talk to her behind the scenes. None of them. When he didn't block you, when I asked him nicely to, that was it for me. The fact that he even communicates with you, the fact that you can inbox him, I'm out of here. I'm totally disgusted. I'm disgusted by somebody that would feel the need to even communicate with a woman like you. Because a man that felt the need to communicate with a woman like you is very weak. And do you think that going over on your channels and calling me a bitch and this and that, you think that's going to change that? I'm not sensitive to being called a bitch. I'm not sensitive to being called a whore or a hoe, even though I will tell you that I'm not. I'm not even sensitive to being called a nappy head hoe. I'm not sensitive to being called bald headed. I'm not even sensitive to being called a nigger. I'm not. I don't give a shit. I grew up with a bunch of philosophers. My uncle used to tell me, choose not to be insulted by what people say to you. It'll get you far in life. And I don't have to prove anything. People will accuse you of things and say, prove that. No, the bearer of proof is on you. So what am I doing here? So it's really the mentality and the fact that it's ongoing. And then this is how these people do social media, or so-called, they're not advertising businesses. Nobody trusts you to do anything with you. I will always remain a trusted and respected witch that people are going to come to, and they're always going to choose me over you. So why are you even competing? By posting a video of a man I was arguing with. Hmm. No real woman, none of my clients, no spiritual clients, actual real ones, maybe somebody trolling you, would choose to come to you with you making moves like that. I will always be a respected witch, regardless to him, you, or them. That's the reality of it. You can never change that. He can't ever change that. I don't even know why he would even want to. Mhm. Oh, sis. Girl, we ain't even gonna go there. Sis said loose sex with undeserving bums is casting, ladies. Men can sleep with anything, but not women. We have to care about ourselves. I agree. I agree. And, I think that they want to change that. They want to try to lower the value of women so that they can either feel better than them or either have a shot at them. And it's kind of like, why don't you just go away? Like, seriously. So it's bizarre to me. So I really cannot wait. And you know what I really love about my hometown? This is another thing I was going to tell y'all. This pollen down here in Georgia. Oh, the pollen. That's one thing that I am looking forward to. For some reason, I developed an allergy to sunflower seeds since I got down here. I love sunflower seeds. I was eating some sunflower seeds last year and my whole top lip just swole up. Like I feel like, I need to go back to where I came from. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do because, there's environmental factors as well. So, I'm gonna start packing real soon, like probably the end of this week. I'm gonna start packing up all the stuff that I don't use all the time, and of course, the things that I need to ship out to clients and stuff. I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna have that stuff out, but I'm getting ready to pack. It's gonna be a very expensive move to go back to KC Mo. I'm talking about thousands of dollars. I don't have time to be arguing with childish, immature women in social media. I don't have time for that. And don't you dare ever think that just because he came on YouTube and disrespected me, that that's going to stop me or that you're above me, because we all know what's going on with that. I've said it straight out so many times. I'm not even saying anything negative about him. He does not validate me. No man validates me. A man making a video like those are what those women feel. And I feel like it's bad because younger folks can be watching that. Like you're setting a very bad example. It's almost like you're trying to say you got to have a man validate you. Like, really? In what year was that? 1665? You know what I'm saying? And, I'm going to say this on a side freaky note. I think they all mad because my sex is better than theirs on the slide. But, because one of them tried to make it seem like, because she was a sex worker, that sex workers are experts at sex. And I'm like, really? Like, really? So what are you advertising on here exactly? Why are you even trying to put yourself in the same league as me? Why? And you think that by what these people need to separate my existence on my channels and what I talk about from that situation. Yeah, it was unfortunate. We had a few arguments, quite a few. I brought her name up, or I didn't even bring her name up, but I brought her up to make a point. As a mother, I'm not going to be cool with somebody that tried to terrorize and torment me while I was pregnant, trying to, say that my baby that I'm gonna do a spell to make your baby die. Like she didn't even have nothing to do with it. If you want to go around the internet making a fool of yourself, saying that you're gonna do a death spell on an unborn baby, that's your prerogative. I was talking to old girl, probably teaching her something that she needed to know, and she's probably not gonna listen. I'm not gonna be cool with somebody that wish, that literally tried to light a black candle on my baby. I'm not even going to pretend to be cool with that person. But see, a lot of them will be cool with each other so that they can, because they feel like it gives them a sense of control over that person. I'm sorry. The only way I'm going to be cool with somebody is if I'm cool with you. I don't have fake fucking friends. I don't do the fake fuckery friendships. I don't do that shit. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. Right? So I'm not cool with nobody. I don't keep my enemies close to me. I don't do shit like that. If you an enemy and I don't like you, you gonna know it. I don't have no man in my bed that I don't actually like and want to be there with. I'm not sleeping with you because I feel like I need to survive. No, I slept with that man because I enjoyed it immensely, and he gonna miss me when I'm gone. He gonna wish that he hadn't have went along with that culture, because I feel like that's kind of like the underground sort of backwoods culture in Georgia. There's nothing wrong with being married for years. There's this older married couple that I watched that I think, oh God, where do they live in Georgia? And they're like in their 60s and 70s, they're old, and they make cooking vlogs and stuff. And so I'm not saying it's anything wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with meeting the right man later in life, and living a life with him. There's nothing wrong with that, and so it just is what it is. And so I'm trying to figure out, well, first of all, um I've already asked that person to admonish all of those people publicly as well as behind the scenes, block them all, tell them all to go to hell. And he can't do that for some odd reason. Oh, well, the hell am I supposed to go and bury myself in the woods or some shit? It's crazy. So, So I'm looking forward to just the fresh air, that fresh, crisp air in Casey Mo, without all the pollen and stuff. And just the refreshing spirit of being away from that, being away from sneaky, conniving, ignorant people. That's the most ignorant thing. And what the hell that got to do with witchcraft? Nothing. I don't have to use witchcraft to make him love me or want me. But do I feel that witchcraft necessarily can help out a situation where you have an extremely oppressive man? Mm, it's a crapshoot. It is, because if he don't want to change, he ain't gonna change. And I ain't about to be wasting my candles and herbs and oils trying to make somebody change. So why are they in the spiritual community exactly, and for what? What am I supposed to do? Walk backwards 10 times, spin around, uh, you know, put my urine in a cup, pour him a glass of, make him a urine pie or something. Like, I'm sorry, like that doesn't exist. And I think it's false advertising. A lot of them come on here and false advertise and try to make it seem like spell work is what got them a man. That's how they scamming and conning people. I ain't never you that's not the way that works. Being some kind of freaking, I mean, I guess if you bow down to a man and conform to whatever his every whim is, I guess. But, there's nothing in witchcraft. So they front like that. And that's why they don't have businesses. Never did. They was advertising love spells, and I have a man, and I can do love spells. What the fuck does having a man have to do with being able to do a spell? I don't know why they're doing that. And this is one of the things that frustrates me about YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And like YouTube, period. I've seen a lot of them on that agenda, and it's like, wow, like, how do you know I don't have a man? Like, and I just don't want him out in social media. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I can do a breakup, and I don't even do breakup work anymore. I don't even do it. I don't. I do a lot of shadow work services, money work, healing. Ain't that, and like I said, the thirst is gonna be thirsting as we draw closer to Valentine's Day, because a lot of these fake witches out here want to convince you that they can bring love into your life, or they can make a man act right. It's all false advertising, and that's why they really don't have a business. Oh, you some so and so and so. Like, oh, stop it. A man is always external to you, and when you're dealing with external people, this has nothing to do with free will. It ain't that. It's just that nobody wants that. That's a man's game anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, women don't have to do love spells to get a marriage proposal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't usually typically do that. Why do you believe everything is spells and curses? Casey Mo, what the hell does that even mean? Believe what is spells and curses? Casey Mo, troll block. Bye. Before I go, that's not a good question. The good question is, why are you still stalking me, you blubbering idiot? And I gotta go. You're blubbering idiots, in my humble opinion. Why are you still stalking and trolling my chat, idiot? That's the bigger question that you need to ask your damn self. Because you ain't getting nothing from me. Nothing. I don't have to support your drug habit. In fact, let me grab. I'm tell y'all what this is right here. Let's see. When desperate codependent people are in your face, it's called milk thistle, and there's another herb that I use, epizote. That's what that's called, hun. I don't have to support your habit, your drug habit, your methamphetamine habit, with my name or my vagina. I don't have to support your food, your overeating. I don't have to support your self-esteem. KC Mo, hell out of here. These people was literally trying to ride my back. Like, I'm not big enough for that. Then they want to say, you big. No, actually, I'm not. You know, I don't have enough weight on me. I'm not a elephant. I can't carry all you people. For real. They acted like I was their mama and they needed mama's milk or something. That's how they act. All of them. Very codependent. Right. They doing drugs, and they have to come on here and harass me with their drugsters. Honey, I got milk thistle. Milk thistle banishes all your daemons of codependency at all. You're codependent, you're latched on, clearly, like I said, why does y'all group even exist anymore? It's a bunch of trolls paying y'all to make a complete fool of yourself. And you don't even care about the way you make yourself look. And y'all don't have no real witchcraft and magic. So, you really could have got somebody locked up in prison. All that thirstfully sharing photographs of me. Whoever this one troll is, she constantly sharing photographs of me that I don't give a damn about. It's sick. Like, why are you an embarrassment to your damn self? Is the question. Y'all got to get that milk thistle though. And get rid of backbiters, because that's all they are, is backbiters. Like, I've been literally minding my own business, and for some reason their group of backbiters, Jamila, I'm not Jamila. Like, you damn right you not Jamila, but you wish you were, don't you? You wish you were me, apparently. Damn. I'm trying to think of reasons why I don't want to be her. Well, I want to be me. Okay. And it's so stupid. It really is. It's so ignorant and dumb. And I'm sick of it. And I'm not gonna stay here in Georgia for a man that won't check y'all. Y'all need to be checked. Like, he needs to, instead of him coming on here fussing at me, telling them, hey, why you keep doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you putting my shit at risk. But whatever. Because he knows that I've already told him. I'm like, you need to go and admonish them women, all of them. I did. If I can do it, why can't you do it? Why can't you do it? Here I am, a whole woman, 5'4", 5'4" tall, and I'll tell all these people where to go with it. But they claim I'm weak, while they scared of each other. Like, make that make sense to me. That's why I always stand on my own. And I'm not holding on to no man like no damn life jacket. It's ridiculous, y'all. If I hold on to a man, it's because I love his ass. That's just basically it. And he got to be bringing me some kind of something, some kind of understanding or assurance. Right. Exactly, sis. Exactly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. you know? So, anyway. Okay, y'all. I gotta go. I can't wait until I get out of the damn South. So I'm gonna tell you that straight up and freaking down. I just really can't wait till I go home. For real. And it's happening. Hopefully the next moving vlog will be, you know, not this subject, because you're not going to stop me from moving. You're not going to mess with my self-esteem by talking about me. Like, didn't y'all learn that in high school? You know, um, you can't mess with a person's self-esteem or self-worth by talking about them. I don't care if that's where they done tried to study MK Ultra. I can't be placed under mind control. Okay. I'm a Cancer sun, but I do have that Leo rising ascending. My Leo ascends. So Leo's, one of the things about us is that we have a very strong mind. Okay. So that's what gives me my strong mindedness. And then being that I have Gemini all throughout my chart, I'm very analytical and very precise. I'm always on point. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'm going to get back to doing my thing. How you a Sagittarius moon and Taurus moon? Okay, Taurus sun. Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm like, wait a minute, you got is this something new? Well, that's what's up. Yeah, like I'm not for the foolishness. Like it's trolling. Like ultimately, it's a bunch of trolling. Ultimately, it's a bunch of men and women online trolling, and they need to just get serious for real. Ain't no way I would waste my social media on some crud like that. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'm tired of talking. I'm officially tired of talking today. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. The Jezebels of Taurus too came back around. My man ended it with me 2 days ago. Honestly, if any woman is able to take your man, is he really the man for you? That's what I would say. But I gotta go, y'all. I'm tired of talking. Silence is golden.